my one-on-one with the empowerment. We're going to take a pause right quick. I want you to subscribe and like this video so we got a moment of silence. You ready? You did it? Okay, good. Right now I have with me the lovely, lovely couple right now. You tell them their names?
I'm Jordan Johnson.
And I'm Andre Davis.
Right now, they've been at Prairie View for how many years?
4?
It's 4
Going on
years,
4?
going on 4 years now.
How long have you in a relationship?
3.
3.
Yes, our anniversary was yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
long is
Hey, I was gonna say that for today.
Oh,
This couldn't come any perfect time. Our anniversary was yesterday.
How did y'all two meet?
We met during the summer bridge program at Panther Pride in 2014.
Okay.
You know, she saw me from a distance. You know, she didn't want to approach me right away.
No,
Had a lot going
I spoke
on.
to you. I spoke to him and he didn't hear me. I'm soft spoken.
Okay.
So like I spoke and he didn't hear me.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, fine, whatever.
She think I ignored her. You know, the first time she tried to speak to me, but I didn't hear her at all.
No.
Honestly. But I saw just a smile that she had every time she walked in the room. And the crazy part is, I was actually with somebody else at the time.
Okay.
But when I saw her walk into the room, you know, it was just something about her that just snapped.
Like mine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the same for me too because I was with somebody too when I met him. We became friends.
Okay.
Like it was just instant, and it was like we've known each other for a long time. We had a lot in common.
That's why I was trying to tell people it's good to be friends before you get intimate or get into a relationship. It builds up more character and more promised things in a relationship.
Absolutely. She thought people actually think we were related.
Yeah,
You know, they say, and I want to
I
actually.
saw your brother, and I was like, I don't have a brother that goes here. They're like, you're with him all the time. I was like, that's definitely my boyfriend.
I don't know if it's, you know, the more and more you with somebody, the more and more you two start to look alike.
Right.
But people actually think we're brothers and sisters for some reason.
And sometimes y'all dress somebody so you be like,
I'm like, oh, that's cute. Y'all twins now. We're in a relationship.
But that first moment, how was y'all first date go? How did that go?
Oh my goodness, and she wanted me to bring this up today. So, one word, two words. I'm gonna describe this for our first date: ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Okay.
In the MSC, you know.
Okay.
I ain't even take her out nowhere extravagant or anything like that. Right in MSC. Use my Panther bucks. You know?
I have to tell the story. Okay, so I love chocolate, and that whole summer, the ice cream machine, the chocolate one wasn't working.
Okay.
It was only vanilla.
Right.
The whole summer, and you know that summer it was hot, so I was like, I don't want vanilla. Like I was like, I'm not getting vanilla for like 3 weeks. I was not getting vanilla ice cream. But one day it was like so hot. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this L, get some vanilla ice cream. He was sitting on I like booths, so he was sitting on the outside of the booth and he like jumped up and went to go get me ice cream. I didn't have time to tell him that I was gonna I wanted vanilla. But I was like, you know, it's been broken, so it's only vanilla is gonna be the option anyway.
True.
So he comes back, he turns the corner, and I see chocolate in his hand. I was like, it is chocolate ice cream. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. And he was like, what did I do? I said, I've been wanting chocolate ice cream all summer. And the one day I asked for ice cream.
You didn't even know.
No, you know that moment, man, when you just try to impress a girl, and just off of instinct, you just do what you gotta do. And we were just sitting there, and she was just like, "I really want some ice cream." I get it, you know. I wouldn't even know. I ain't even thinking about it, you
You
know.
didn't even know you was gonna make her heart like that.
No, because most people like vanilla ice cream. I don't know if that's like statistically the main ice cream that people enjoy, but that's what I was really gonna go for. But turns out, ironically, that day there was no vanilla ice cream. It was all chocolate. I'm thinking this was over. I was like, I'm about to bring this chocolate. She probably looked at me like, "Man, what's wrong with you?" I thought it was over, but it wasn't. You know, that from that moment, that was a start of something special, and then it just went uphill from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is the most romantic thing he ever done for you? Like, just sweet, is that just, it's not that big, it's not that sweet, but it fulfilled your heart?
I'm a CA on campus.
Okay.
I actually work in phase 1.
Okay.
My schedule is hectic. Like sometimes I don't eat, but he makes an effort to like make sure I eat. And I mean, like, not just go get me something to eat. He'll literally make my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bring it up to work. So like I eat. And I love his peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I don't like, you know how people say your like moms have like the best touch, or like food tastes better when your mom makes it.
Yeah.
You know, food tastes better when you know somebody's gonna do it out of love.
Right.
So like every time he makes me my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like I love it. Like it's like the best meal ever. So he brings my peanut butter jelly sandwich, and like if I have root beer in the refrigerator, he'll give me my root beer. I love root beer, and then I'm good for the day.
That's what's.
So he'll make sure I eat. That's it.
I ain't eat today. You got like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You should have texted me. I would have brought one for you. I'm the peanut butter and jelly sandwich man. That's what I do, according to her.
Okay. After y'all had that one-on-one talk, what about her personality caught you? Like made you go crazy?
And
Or made you want to stick around?
yeah, just the fact that she was a happy spirit. You know, I was actually going through some things at the time when I met her, so I actually needed somebody to kind of balance me out. With that, a lot of people say, you want to try to find somebody, that's just like you and everything like that, and that's good. But when the bad comes, when the negative side of that, man, it can be tremendously horrible. So for me, I wanted to look for somebody that can kind of balance me out with that. And when I met her, and it was just this happy spirit about her, just happy personality and everything, that moment right there, I wanted to know more about her. I wanted to get to know her better. And I actually was applauding to the fact that she didn't want to just kind of rush into things. She was okay with, being friends first. Let's just see where this goes. We didn't really have to have no conversation to us like, okay, I know how you feel. I know how I feel about you. I know how you feel about me. I mean, we had it, but it was towards something else. But as far as leading into us getting together, everything just flowed naturally. Right. As far as from friendships to significant other, everything just flowed naturally.
Right, it's like sometimes you look at somebody in the eye, they feel a mutual response.
Absolutely.
I got you. But on this campus, this lovely campus, it's millions of girls, millions of dudes. What makes y'all bond so special that y'all just know that y'all the right person for each other? Y'all don't want anybody else.
He's a Cowboys fan.
He's a Cowboys.
No, I'm kidding.
All right.
We're Dallas Cowboys fans.
Oh, okay.
No, but
And she's from Houston. And she's from Houston, and she's a Dallas Cowboys fan.
that's not that crazy. It's really kind of common.
That's really crazy.
You'd be surprised.
Because Houston
Okay.
and Dallas
Yeah.
don't like each other
You know.
in terms of sports.
It's a lot. Just us talking. He knows I'm crazy, and like he gets me. Like he'll just be like, okay, I'm just gonna let you talk. He knows when to just let me talk, and he knows when I need something. Like he knows when I need a hug, when I need like encouraging words.
Right.
Like he just always knows when to say the right thing, and then he knows how to talk to me. Like if I'm wrong, you have to have that. If friends don't tell you when you're wrong, then they're not really your friend.
Right.
And so like for him to be able to tell me when I'm wrong, and females are crazy, so we don't like being told when we're wrong.
Right.
But sometimes you gotta take it, and for him to be able to do that, take my craziness and tell me when I'm wrong and still be there for me, that's a lot. I mean, a lot of guys, they can't.
They can't do that.
No.
Right.
The longer we've been together, I've developed, when and where, I can help her, in certain situations. You're in a relationship, a lot of guys feel like every time your woman comes home and she needs to vent, she needs to cry, she needs to yell, she had a long day, you always, as a man, you always feel like you're obligated to find the answer for her. And honestly, that's really not the case. Sometimes your woman just wants you to listen,
Right.
not to give her a solution, not to give her the answers to her problems. Sometimes she just wants you to be their ear. Now there may be certain situations where she actually do want me to help her to figure out, what can we do to make this better. But a lot of times she really just want me to just listen to her, want me to be their shoulder to cry on, everything like that. So I've developed ways I can kind of pick and choose, based on her situation. Okay, how can I help her? Does she just want me to listen, or does she actually want me to try to help her find solutions? And that's where that communication comes in, because honestly, she'll actually tell me, hey babe, I actually want you, what can we do? What can I do? Can you help me out? In other cases, she just want me to listen.
For the people that's trying to start a relationship on campus, they don't know how to, they don't know how to trust, they don't know how to love. Like right now, they're not eager to jump into it, but they really want it. What's some type of examples or some advice you can give them?
I think for both of us, since we were trying to find each other
Yeah.
when we met each other, I think it's just a matter of like, I told him, because he thinks that I was just always happy. And I was like, no, like when you met me, it was the summer that I decided that I was going to start loving myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like the first thing you have to do. If you don't love yourself, you can't expect somebody else to. And if you're not ready for a relationship, but you want one eventually, you have to have that talk. You can't, my mom always told me, she's like, you can't make nobody love you, but you also need to know what they want. You have to know if y'all are equally yoked, if y'all have the same goals. Like, we're two totally different majors, and like, his major can lead him to California, the other side of the country. Mine is pretty, I want to be a teacher. So it's like, I know where I want to be, this is that.
Right.
But we've had that conversation. You have to have tough conversations. You can't be in like this perfect bubble. It's not a perfect bubble. You have to look at, what if this happens? What if this happens? You have to talk about it. And nowadays I feel like a lot of people avoid conversations that need to be had, especially as an adult, when you're about to be introduced into the real world. Like that transition period. And you can't just be like, well, we were so perfect in college. Well, you have to transition your relationship into the real world as well.
Right.
Like, you have to go together. If you don't want to grow together, then you can't. It's just that simple. I feel like it's really that simple. And if you know somebody, y'all like each other, shoot your shot. That's it.
Shoot your shot.
That's
Hey,
Really?
it. Really that simple.
shoot your shot.
Just
Shoot
shoot
your
your shot.
2017.
What do you make or miss? Shoot the shot.
Yeah.
And you really gotta get over that hump. As she stated, that she pretty much hit the nail on the coffin. You gotta have the conversation or the talk, as she said. I feel like a lot of people kind of avoid the talk because they kind of predetermine in their head, what the outcome is gonna be.
Right.
And that's okay. Even if the outcome is not what you want, at least you can say to yourself, okay, I left the situation with no regrets.
Mm-hmm.
If we would have had to talk, and in the end it didn't work out the way we thought, at least I can say, okay, I gave it a shot.
Right.
I saw somebody I wanted to be with, I wanted to pursue her, I had to talk. Either she wasn't interested, or we just didn't come to a mutual agreement. Hey, you know what? That's why God put more women than men on this earth. To give yourself those multiple opportunities, just in case one doesn't lead to the way you want it to. But you have to have the talk. Get over that hump. I understand there's a lot of fears that come with that, because I was very fearful. I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy. I was very fearful the day that I approached her. Didn't know how it was going to go, because I don't know her. I didn't know her at the time. Didn't know her past, where she came from, that led her to Prairie View. None of that. But I saw what I wanted. I went after it, and then I just let the rest be up to God.
Right. So, final question of the evening. 3 years. I know there's been some trials and tribulations.
Definitely.
And some hard times.
Definitely.
And sometimes you had to go to your separate corners and think, what am I doing in this relationship?
Definitely.
How did you overcome that battle?
When we had our first argument, that's when we realized that we were two different, like, people. Because I'm the type of person where I get mad, I say what I need to say, and then I'm done. But I'm not going to bed this way. Because if I go to bed this way, I'm going to wake up this way.
Okay.
And I don't like that feeling. I hate that feeling. But him, he liked his space. He was like, give me my space. I don't want to talk about it right now. Like, once you get me at 100, I'm there for a while. But I was like, we have to come to a decision, because we have to meet. You have to meet my need of that. I don't want to go to bed mad, because that makes me wake up mad. And I had to respect that he wanted space. So we had to fix it to where, how do we compromise when we get in arguments. So now it's like, I vent, then I let him meditate on it, and then we talk about it. So that way we both get what we need to get out of it. But
You found a system.
yes, so to speak. It just, you have to know how that person responds to anger, because everybody responds differently.
Right.
And he lets me vent, and although he finds it funny sometimes, unless it's
You gotta
towards
find
him.
humor. The longer you go on, you gotta find some type of humor to keep yourself going.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that we've come this far with everything that we've been through, because, like you say, there's definitely been some trials and tribulations. It is nowhere near perfect. Even to this day, from yesterday, celebrating our 3-year anniversary. It hasn't been easy up to this point. As far as the whole arguments and everything like that, that moment right there was really a question for me as to how are we gonna make it, because we're two totally different people when it comes to, you know, what we're gonna do after we argue and everything like that. Because like she said, she wants to continue going on and on with this argument until we find a solution. There is no stopping, or, you know, maybe let's pick back up on this tomorrow or something like that. No, I don't care if we up to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to sleep until we figure it out. And for me, it's like, as a guy, you've already got me up here.
Yeah.
Let me cool down. Let me, you know, step outside or do whatever I got to do, and then we can come back. At one point in time, that wasn't even enough. No, you're going to stay in this hot, heated room that we created, you know, based on this argument that we're having, and we're going to figure this out. And I guess as the years progress, you know, you start to mature in that aspect in terms of, okay, for me, I can't let myself get all the way up here. Because if I let myself get all the way up here, she's not going to let me leave, and the thing is going to get even worse. So I try to find that common ground, because this is not to say that, you know, in a relationship you're not going to argue. That's between a man and a woman, we're born with two different viewpoints off top, so it's bound for us to have an argument or disagreement, but it's all about finding that common ground. As you know what, sometimes you got to agree to disagree. True. And that doesn't mean that one party took an L over the other. No, that just means that both of y'all present two good viewpoints, and you're not going to come to an agreement, but y'all can agree to disagree, so it doesn't lead to anything much worse.
Or you can table it.
Or table it or pick it back up.
Some conversations need to be tabled.
True, for a better day.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw y'all around campus. I'm like, they so inspiring. It's like nobody ever know that y'all go through trials and tribulations, because y'all would keep a smile on y'all face. I thank y'all for that. Y'all keep hope to everybody live on camera, everybody on YouTube, everybody on PV campus, everybody around the world. Keep faith and put love in people's hearts, and love is in the air.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank y'all for being on my show once again.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Man, I'm Levanson Atkinson, aka One More Moment of Silence. They think they're not gonna subscribe to this channel, but they are.
Right.
And so they gonna like and comment at the bottom, and we see you next time on The Empowerment.